everyone, Scott Innes, voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo, Puppy Power, like and Shaggy too. And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast. It's coming at you right now.
Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, what time is it? Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 7:50
I think
p.m.
it's acting weird. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast, and I'm your host Harold Sullivan. Yeah, I got some spooky stuff. The equipment acted weird lately, and we're gonna talk about a little bit about spooky here. But we got Dan back. Dan, what's up?
Nothing, just hanging out, man.
Hey, one day at a time, right?
Yeah, one day at a time.
I never knew what that meant. You know what I mean? My dad was an alcoholic and a Christian at the end of his life, and he used to say that all the time. And that means a lot of
Yeah,
different things. I mean, whether you're in addiction or just in religion, just one day at a time.
yeah.
So yeah, let me talk about a little bit what I meant by the spooky stuff. Uh, you're not well you're kind of you believe in the paranormal a little bit, but not really about the ghosts and that. Yeah, a couple of days
Yeah.
ago I was having trouble sleeping the last couple of weeks. So a couple of days ago I didn't even sleep. Like I haven't been sleeping, and I was hearing voices in the middle of the night. Uh, I don't know if this is over like what you've experienced. What they said when you say you hear voices, but they're not. It's not really a voice. It's kind of outside of your head, but you can't really understand what it's saying, but you know there's something, and it's kind of scary. Like if you're in the dark, laying there in the middle of the night, and you think you hear a couple words right next to you, but there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been experiencing that, and then recently I've had to feel like I'm laying in my bed on the side, and it feels like someone pokes me in the back of my shoulder with a finger. Like if someone comes up behind you and they just want to, you're sleeping, they
Yeah.
want to get your attention. I have felt that recently, and then even tapping on the bed, like someone, like a little kid, will tap on the bottom of the bed when you're just trying to wake you up. And
Yeah.
then I've had this dark man thing that I call. I don't know if you've ever seen the shadow people or whatever. And
I only got like 10 minutes, but we'll talk about my
we'll,
experience.
let's get
Uh,
to your.
from
Let
your.
me. But yeah, I've been seeing the shadow man a lot lately, recently too, over my bed, and I'm blind. Let me tell people that in case they don't know. I went blind. It's been almost 2 years now. Been 21 months. You know.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Dan. Yeah, it's going by quick. And I don't know how I got. I don't know how I made it, but grace of God. Like I said, one day at a time. I'm still here. Huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you said you were. So what happened that you
Hey,
were close?
we're gonna have to start there. Let me tell them to call back in 20 minutes.
Huh?
I'll call you right back. Call me back in 5 minutes.
Well, I'm on recording live here.
Hold on.
So you know what I mean. So yeah, we don't know if Dan can click back over, but if he does, uh, I've had the shadow guy or whoever. Last time I explained him as to having the most detail I had seen because it's dark and the dark is on top of the dark, so he's even darker.
Yep.
What's up? You there?
Yeah, I had to take that call.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I had asked you before if you had to go and take that or not. But okay, yeah. So when you were close to death and you had this
Uh,
experience.
I wasn't close to death, but I was basically leading a life of backsliding sinner.
Yeah, but I
And
mean, what happened at this like at that exact moment where you like were you messed like had you done drugs and something like what caused you to have this vision or this like epiphany?
well, God started saying to me, "Stop playing around, heaven or hell. I'll show you what heaven's like." He showed me a glimpse of heaven. It was enough for my whole mind, for my whole life. That it was that much time. And he said, "This is hell. If you want to continue on that path,
Well,
this is where you're gonna end."
who showed you this?
God,
Like you were sleeping or awake or where were you when this happened?
I was in a dream,
So you were
and he
sleeping
said,
and then you dreamt it,
"Yeah,
all this bad stuff. He took you somewhere and just was like, "This is it,"
yeah,
like a life view. This is what I call it.
yeah." He said,
when they show you what your life has been through, what you've been doing, and all that.
Yeah.
Yes,
If
I.
they continue to keep on doing this,
Yeah.
this is what hell.
See
They,
that.
they're on fire. Their skin is boiling. They're biting their arms.
This is what you saw. This is what you saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
they're literally biting their arms to try to make their arms bleed so they can drink blood because they're so thirsty. You know, in hell you don't get no ice water.
yeah,
They're so
Jesus.
thirsty.
So you're
It
so you're in this place. It's just all black, and there's these people.
it's lit up to what you can see evil. That's the only light it is. It's orange fire. It's flames of
And
fire everywhere.
and how do you
Everybody's getting tortured.
was there a guide? Like, did somebody take you there, or did you just know God put you there?
It was like God took me to
But it
like
wasn't. It wasn't an actual person, God. It was like a presence that brought you there, right?
yeah, it was like he took me to a tour of hell,
Yeah.
and there's people fighting their arms.
But you
Trying to
just
get
woke
blood
up,
out.
right? You woke up in a dream and you were
I
in
woke
this.
up and I was like, I need to stop messing
You were in
around.
this place. No,
And
but I'm saying you woke up. Okay, so you went to sleep and you woke up and you were in this place with all this stuff happening, right?
yeah,
And people being tortured and it was dark and just enough.
yeah,
Now,
I was way more.
could you see yourself in this place, or were you just there and you could just see all around?
I was just taking a glimpse of it, a tour.
Okay,
He took me on a tour,
but
heaven and
could
hell.
could you see yourself walking around like your own body, or did you just know you were there?
I knew I was there. I
Okay,
knew
so
that's where I was at, and I already
yeah,
had a
okay.
glimpse of that.
That's how my when I
Heaven.
go. That's how when I travel in my dreams, I don't see myself. I just know where I'm at. I can see the place, but you don't see your
Yeah,
body, right? You don't see your arms and legs. You just like you have all eyes all around you, right?
yeah,
Okay.
and it was like people were like screaming and crying and begging, let me out of here. And people been in there for 200 years, and people been in there. There's people in there you would see
Jesus.
that you would wonder why they're pastors in hell.
Oh
They're
yeah.
presidents in hell. There are movie stars in hell. There's movie stars in heaven. Just because you're a movie star
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
mean you're going to go to hell.
Well, what was going on right before you had this dream?
I was just goofing off, in other words, you
Well,
know.
you can tell when we all people do drugs. People kill
Drinking a
people.
little bit,
Hey,
drinking a little bit, and, acting wild, you know. And,
people do it all,
and then
but
after the tour, I straightened my life. My life has been straightened out, but I straightened it out
yeah.
even more, so, yeah, it was scary. It was scary. It was one of the scariest moments of my life.
Yeah, I mean, cause you had explained before how you had all kinds of money, you done drugs, you was in jail. Well, everybody knows you've told people ain't nothing to be ashamed of, but people need to
Yeah.
know what leads up to that. Like, you didn't just go to hell.
Oh,
So how did things got really bad? You know, like with
I
me,
tell you what,
I lost my sight, right, and that's when I prayed to God, and I had the same thing happen to me, but I didn't go to hell. He just scared me with the uh, felt like I died 20 times that night when you know what I mean? And that scared me enough to be like, okay, I want to be alive. So it was the same type of
if
thing.
anybody, yeah, if anybody's listening to this, I want to tell them one thing.
Yeah,
You go left and or you go right, either which way you go. Left is which family, your mom, your grandma, your dad.
yeah,
If you go left, that's with your family. You stay with them. If you go right, you journey off into all the other kids partying at the age of 14, 15, 20 years old. You're partying with 20-year-olds,
yeah,
and there's no guarantee that you're going to get help to be able to get away from that.
yeah.
But I did, and
Well,
I'm
how did you
better
get
from
help?
it.
Did you talk to someone?
This was in this program, and they kept me from going in there.
Because somebody had to inspire you and said when somebody did something or, uh,
I got the job.
huh?
I got a job.
Okay, you got a
There was no
job,
room
little
for me then.
responsibility. Yeah, these are little things that lead up to helping you get to where you got to get. But people don't understand if you just say, well, I just found God. Well, it's not that easy, you know. Your whole life you
Yeah,
had to find God. It takes time, or it ain't instant. It leads up to like certain things lead up to things. I mean, I guess for some
yeah,
people they can just be born into the family and real religious or whatever. There's other ways you could But for a lot of people, they have to struggle to find because suffering is a holy truth. So most people have to struggle before they can have peace and find God and be happy. And
Yeah.
but that's it. I mean, that's the part of being here. You have to have good feelings and bad feelings. You can't have one without the other, because how would you know what a happy feeling was without the sad? So it's just like light and dark, and there's both. You have to have both. But
Yeah.
light is the good. Light won already. We already won. So there's nothing to be afraid of. The dark, you don't got to be afraid of that. You ain't going to
Yeah.
hell. God got you. Like I said, God got me. Who got you? That's one of my sayings. Sullyisms. God got you. You know what I mean. That was a little scary, that vision you had, but you're fine. You ain't got to worry about that. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna go to the light place. You know what I mean? You changed everything around. You're doing better now, and all you can do is one day, every day, better be better. Say, hey, today I'm going to be better, and that's what I tell myself. I think I told you before. I say I love you, Harold Sullivan the third. I say it 3 times because Harold is my first name, and Dan calls me Joe and Joey. In case people have turned in before or tuned in before, when I was younger, Joseph was my middle name, so that's what I had went by a lot. But yeah, I tell myself that, and every day I'm better in every way. I just say that to myself a few times, and
Yeah.
in your mind, every day I'm better in every way because it'll help you get better. And
Yeah.
just the words and the energy, the positive will help you feel better. So whatever you got to
Yeah.
do, man, just hey, go to sleep, wake up tomorrow. Today's a new day. It doesn't matter yesterday if how it went, And
Yeah.
and so these are little things to help people, especially now the world is caca. And the world is done. It's just, but we're hanging on. We're trying. There's few people trying to bring the light, and that's what we're supposed to
Yeah.
be. God created us to be light. We're of light. We're of Him, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else we're supposed to do but be here and be happy and enjoy stuff. He didn't make us to be here and be in pain, suffering, causing people crap, killing, murder. God put us here. This is supposed to be like a playground, pretty much. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to learn and stuff, but we have recess, and that's the playtime. But it's more like a school. We're here to learn, and then we got to teach
Yeah.
each other. I don't know everything. You don't know everything, and we help every
Yeah.
day. We learn from each other, right? And we keep going, and that's how that goes. But there's so much deep stuff people don't know. You go to sleep, your body leaves, your soul can leave. You could go other places. You could go heaven or hell if you want, or God can take you. Jesus can take you you could go to different. You know, you don't have to stay in your body when you go to sleep. That's hard for people to
Yeah.
understand too. But your soul is not limited to your body. I mean, it's going to come back. It's attached. There's a cord. It's like an invisible cord that keeps your body and your soul attached until you die, and then you're done. But
Yeah.
you can leave when you go to sleep. Like you can dream and go different places. And that's why I told you if you ever dream about me, let me know. Or if I dream about you, I'm going to let you know. Because if we had the same dream, I want to see what's. I never had that happen that I know of, and that would be cool.
Yeah.
Remember that day I told you I jumped about the French fries or whatever, and you reminded me about how we went to McDonald's, and then you had said you had just made French fries.
Yeah.
Remember a couple weeks ago? Yeah, I talked about that in the podcast. I was like, for some reason I jumped. I went to McDonald's talking about handicapped lives matter because I couldn't get no food in my dream.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
remember, and you reminded me how when we went there we couldn't get no food or we couldn't go in to eat because it was during the beginning of the pandemic, and they wanted us to
That
eat.
guy.
Huh?
That guy was like, "What the hell are you doing with this?
Yeah, they
Why
want.
the hell is he?"
Yeah, they wanted us to sit outside and eat, but you kept asking them to let us in, and they let us in, and we got to get warm and eat. You know.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell people. You're persistent, and that's good. Don't give up on stuff. If you got to do something or you want to say something, do it. Say it. Life is too short.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandma died. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, she died a couple. She,
No.
she died recently. My grandma lived up on hill there in Hopewell, so I
Uh,
don't know how old she was, but probably 80 or 90. But yeah, she passed. So
yeah.
that's another one.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I'm glad George is going on good though, because you said he was having a bad time. So I pray for
He's
George.
out the hall. He's doing better.
So that's good. But yeah, so we're attached to the. You got stuff close to the other side too. We both do, and that's probably why
Yeah.
we're good friends and we were connected together from the time we met because same with Danny too, which I haven't talked to him. I've been trying to call him about the baby on Facebook, Gabriella, my goddaughter, and I can't get a hold of him.
Yeah.
He hasn't called me back, so hopefully everything's
Yeah,
okay.
well, he's probably cookie, Joey.
Yeah, yeah, because
Probably wrong.
he works like 4 or 5 days a week, but he works like one of them labor like all day jobs, and then so yeah, I don't want to bother him, and I don't know when he's sleeping or the baby's sleeping. So
Yeah.
I'm respecting that. I just want to know how she's doing, and it's been a couple months and all that
Yeah,
good
they're fine.
jazz. So
You
we'll
probably don't have
yeah, but I'm glad you're doing good. But yeah, I got some of the lost books. Actually, let me ask. Hey Google, what time is it?
8:05.
Okay, we got about 5 or 10 more minutes, and then we'll go. But yeah, I got some of the lost books of the Bible. Remember Kim was telling you about and telling me about?
Yeah.
Well, she was trying to tell you about them. I don't know if the ones she has are real or not because she's talking about all this stuff she has. Sorry, my hips hurting a little bit, so I keep leaning to the side. I got this new wheelchair. I don't know if I told you that a couple of weeks ago, but my legs are hurting
Yeah.
so bad sitting in this thing because it just don't fit right. I've been in the other wheelchair for 5 years, sitting in that same wheelchair. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, she got. I don't know, but I got the ones online. The Book of Adam and Eve, the Gospel of Mary, Magdalene, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I'll keep you updated what I learned from them because I've been listening to them. But I did learn a little bit about the Book of Adam and Eve about how God, after He cast them out, right in the garden. In the Bible, it skips to when Cain and Abel, when Cain and Abel, and Cain and Abel are Adam and Eve's kids, right?
Yeah.
And then they had 2 daughters as well. So they don't
Yeah.
really mention them. But anyway, yeah, and it's basically Adam and Eve on the outside of the garden, and they don't want to be alive because they're people now, and they're hungry and they're thirsty and they're getting sunburned because the sun is hot and they're whining and they keep killing themselves over and over again, and God keeps bringing them back to life because, uh, you know, He doesn't want like you're human and now you have to suffer sinning and you disobeyed me and now you can't get back in the garden again until it's time, which means when you die you go back to heaven. But they're like actually killing themselves, you know what I mean? Because they don't want to be alive, and it's pretty messed up. But God could have gave up right there with Adam and Eve. He could have just been done because they didn't want to. They were weak and they were like they just kept whining and crying and
And let's ask you this question, Joey.
huh. All right.
You weren't blind. How's life going on with you? Such as how you're feeling
If
on
I
Broad Street?
if I wasn't blind
Well, is
before
it the fact that you are now?
before I went
Yeah.
blind, I'm happier now than I was before I went blind. And that don't or I'm happier, yeah, happier now. And that don't sound right, but I wasn't any
Yeah.
happier with sight, okay? But now I have God and I have all this knowledge and all the other things I've been doing and the fact that I want to help people and I know my purpose and that's to here to help people, just like you. I mean, we all here to help people in different ways. It could be working at Burger King. Hey, you're getting food for someone. You know what I mean? So, but mine is helping, talking to people, sharing my testimony, like you said, right? And so that's mine. And now I know I have purpose. And I wasn't just here thinking I'm tortured or I'm in pain or there's no reason. I was lost. And
Yeah.
now I have that connection. I know God and angels. I feel the angels. I see the energies. I know when if I really really need it, I get down and I pray. I feel it come over me to God. It's like going to church. When you feel that good energy. When you come out of church, you feel so happy and like energized. You could do anything. That's what God
Yeah.
does, and that's what the gospel does, and the church, the Bible, every day. I'm almost in my
God,
6th time in the Bible.
God, God is with you at all times, huh?
Oh, I love it. And I just want to do this. I want the world to get it. So that's what my thing is. I want to make the world feel that way all the time. But you can't. It's like being high all the time. But you can't because like you've done
Well,
drugs.
you doing a lot more now?
When you've done drugs like I have in the past, you can't be high all the time because it wears off and it's never the same as it was, right? So you can't feel good all the time. You can't have that until you get to heaven. Then you'll feel that God, that
Dude, I
God.
gotta get off here in like 4 minutes.
Okay, yeah, we're about to go, but yeah, so you can't. There's no God. You can't get high with any fake feeling or any substitute other than God.
Yeah.
And then when you go to heaven, so the gospel and all that, and my relationship with God now gives me that, and I feel that in me, and I feel that love, and that's why I want to give it to everybody. I want to shoot it out like a rainbow, you know, for you and everybody. And when I call you,
Yeah.
I want you to feel the light, and that's why I say be the light, right? Everyone has a choice. Love is a choice, and so is to hate. God gives you free will. You can do what you want to do, but then you have to deal with, hey, how does it come back? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so that's how it is. But let me tell everybody, yeah, this is the Sullivan Project podcast, and we're on Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35, TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78, and YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78. If anyone wants to be on, or if you have something you want us to talk about, I can do video or audio guest. And we're on with Dan right now. He's been on several times. My best bud. We've known
Yeah.
each other since over 30 years or so. And we just have kept
Yeah.
contact and kept running into each other. And he's just helped me through a lot. And no matter what, like I said, it's ride or die. We all got our tough times. You might go one way and I might go another way. And I might be more into church and stuff now. And you might have been when I first started talking to you again. But that's, hey, it's all love and light. And we're just going to keep going our things. But we still got God together. And that's
Amen.
right? You know, we got God together. That's all and we're brothers. So we're all brothers and
Amen.
sisters, regardless, because we all came from two people, right?
Yeah.
Adam and Eve. So,
Yeah.
amen, right? So yeah, love is a
Amen.
choice, and so is the hate. And we're gonna sign off with Dan, and I think we pretty much, hopefully, we brought up the vibration there, right? You know,
Yes.
fear is the lowest frequency, and love is the highest.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Everything cool? Joey?
What's up?
Everything cool?
Yeah.